Good day. We're presenting our Pettibone Extendo 156. It's a 10,000 pound capacity rated machine, and it will lift to a maximum of 56 feet 6 inches. It has a landing height of 55 feet, 14 feet in front of the tires to load center. Maximum forward reach is 42 feet 1 inch to load center, and it will have a capacity of 3,000 pounds at that point with the outriggers down. The outriggers do have pressure sensors on them and a proximity switch on the side of the boom, so until the outriggers are down and feeling the pressure, then it has the same capabilities as our 44-foot boom. The machine has an overall width of 8.5 feet, and the length is 24 feet 7 inches to the back of the carriage. This particular machine has our 72-inch tilt carriage, and that is an option, allowing the operator to have 10 degrees left and right tilt if the landing site is not at the same level as the machine. We also have the 60-inch lumber forks fully tapered from heel to toe on the front. When you look at our outriggers, they are mounted over our axle. That allows the operator to place the outriggers in a down position and still have frame leveling capability. Our axles are Carrero. We have worked diligently with Carrero over the years to design a better axle, and we think that we have the answer now. All of our product, regardless of capacity rating, has the same 10,000 pound axle under it, front and rear. And we've corrected the steering accurement on this axle to within 4 degrees. They're trunnion mounted, which lowers our center of gravity and makes it better for all operators. We have a roller boom, very smooth operation, and auxiliary hydraulics is standard to the nose of our boom. Our tires are 1400 by 24 16 ply. Standard is air filled. These happen to be optional foam filled. 16 ply because you can put 80 psi in the tires, and that gives you more sidewall stability and increases the stability of the machine itself. Frame leveling cylinder is up front, and we allow 12 degrees frame tilt left and right, which is the most in the industry. And as the operators know, if they can't level the machine, they ought not be on that incline. Our hydraulic system has a capacity of 75 gallons, 65 gallons in the tank. And there's actually 2 tanks in the enclosure. So the oil has to return to one box, and then it leaves through 2 10-micron filters in parallel to get back to our piston pump. Piston pump, unlike a gear pump, will not burn fuel anytime that the engine is running. So we're saving on fuel, but we have a constant pressure system on our hydraulic system, and the piston pump is not engaged until we have a demand for flow. The engine we're using in all of our product is the Cummins 110 horsepower turbocharged Tier 2 electronically controlled. And we're using the Carrero transmission, 4-speed forward and reverse. You can see from our design that all of our drive line is center mounted. And that's done on purpose to keep the center of gravity more in the center of the machine. On the back of the machine, the rear axle, you'll see our rear axle stabilization cylinder. The only time that we take this machine from a stability triangle configuration drawn across the center of the front axle to the outside of both front tires and back to the center of the oscillating axle. And the only time we change that to a rectangle is when the operator sets a parking brake, which they're instructed to do in their manual, before they start booming to extend and land. And it's irregardless of boom angle. We also have slow pivot mode operation, and we initiate slow pivot mode automatically with this machine anytime the boom is raised above 25 degrees. Slow pivot mode slows down the rotation of the rear axle, kind of giving you the effect of shock absorbers on a road vehicle. Because the machine is over 20 feet long, you don't want to jostle the load out front on the forks. All of our valve banks are accessible through our rear door and very easy to access. Our air filter is on this side in the rear for the engine, and it does have a pop-off indicator, or pop-up indicator I should say, that shows red when it's time to service. Our fuel tank is a 35-gallon capacity fuel tank and located behind the operator's compartment. When you get to the operator's compartment, you can see that there are grab handles so you can enter as you're instructed on a 3-point stance, and it's wide open. With a normal sized operator, taller than me and slimmer than me, there's 11 inches minimum from the dash to their knee. We have a retractable seat belt so it stays clean and uncut and hopefully used. We have an armrest on the operator's side and an armrest on the curb side. The armrest on the curb side is adjustable fore and aft and up and down. Our dash has instrumentation gauges, not indicator lights, so the operator can easily see them and know what's going on with the systems. We have 3 modes of steer: 2-wheel drive front, 4-wheel drive ground, and crab or oblique. And we also have an SAHR parking brake, spring applied, hydraulically released, and it's internal to the front axle. All of our axles are inboard, fully enclosed wet disc. All of our brakes, I'm sorry. Transmission is Guerrero 4-speed forward and reverse. Has a detent between forward and reverse that you have to come out of to go from one to the other, and it's a twist knob for the speeds. Our machine controls, the boom control is on the front joystick and operates in the mode that the operator is expecting. Suspension seat is standard. It does move easily fore and aft, and it also adjusts for suspension. We also have a transmission D-clutch switch on the dash, and the purpose of the transmission D-clutch switch is twofold. When the operator asserts 2/3 pressure to the service brake pedal and the transmission D-clutch switch is engaged, it will declutch. The bigger thing it does, though, when it declutches the transmission, is that all the engine horsepower goes to our piston pump, increasing the speed of our motion. Pettibone has the fastest boom speeds in the industry. The inclinometer for frame sway is located center in front of the operator's eyes so they can easily see if the machine is out of level. Our boom angle indicator is mounted on the side of the boom so they can see what angle they're at. And our extension letters, as everybody's are on the side of the boom, and those are designating length of extension but also capacity.